morning, one. Good morning, XFL fans. Good morning, football fans. The mayor is Shelton. This video is for you. This is what you requested. And you want to know what are my discrepancies about the NFL and why I'm looking forward to the XFL? Well, here you go. Number one, affordability. Years ago, in the NFL, it meant that if you had a good seat at a game, it meant you just had a good seat at a game. Now it means to be a higher class of people as far as wealth status goes. It used to be you sat in the lower bowl. It means you just paid more for a better ticket. Now it's kind of like flying first class on an airplane. It's a class of people that can afford it now. I could tell you for 20 years I was on the wait list as a Giant to be a Giant season ticket holder. When I was 20, I got in the list and I waited until I was 40. I waited 20 years to get my name called just for one ticket. One ticket. And then when I found out why my name was called, all of a sudden I found out the reason why. PSLs. When they opened up MetLife Stadium, new home for the Jets and Giants, they used private funds, which was fine. I'm not for the government using taxpayer money to build stadiums for private enterprises. I'm not. But to pay for the stadium, they introduced these things called personal seat licenses, PSLs. And what this entitles is to you purchase a license to buy a seat. They're like, okay, that doesn't sound. But you realize that after you pay anywhere between hundreds and thousands, that it does not include the tickets. You just bought the license to buy a seat, which is absolutely outrageous. Then you got to buy the actual season tickets, and then you got to buy the preseason games that come with it, because who wants to go to preseason games in the middle of summer and the weather is beautiful and you're watching fourth-rate football? So naturally, when they told me how much it would cost, I turned them down. I mean, to get a seat on the 50-yard line in the upper bowl would have costed me something like $4,000 a year to go to 10 games. Now you divide $4,000 by 8 games, that's still a lot of money for one ticket. It doesn't even include parking. So I said, no way, no thank you, I'm not doing that. And they priced a lot of people out of a season ticket. People who were there for years and decades, generations. It used to be, it still is, you could hand down your season tickets to family members. But for a lot of people, this used to be someone's prized possession. Even for people who didn't have much, who did not have anything, Giant season tickets, or if you were a Jet fan, Jet season tickets were their prized possession. And that was their time to get away from life and work and enjoy life. Well, they priced a lot of people out for both the Jets and Giants. And as you look around the league, a lot of teams have done this as well. The Redskins, of course, you added in the ownership of Dan Schneider and what he's done to that once great franchise. It's no wonder why people are going to the games anymore. You just can't afford it. I mean, even for a family, forget a family of 4, I don't have a family of 3. And my girls don't even like football. But if I was to take them, it would probably cost me at least $500 for the day. My wife's not going to be down with that. I don't blame her. I'm the breadwinner of the family. And my wife's a stay-at-home mom. She takes care of my little one. She does a lot with her. So that's a job in itself. So I'm not going to throw $500 for a football game. I'm just not. The last time I went to a Giant game, I went back in, I want to say 2017. I went to a Giant Packer game. We sat at the end zone, top bowl, pretty much all in the top, and we spent $150 for that ticket. I spent $150 on my ticket. But the guy was nice enough to give me his parking pass, so that was cool. But still, I just spent $125 for season tickets for the Guardians for 5 games. I'm paying $25 a game for 5 games, and I'm sitting on the lower bowl. I am 4 rows away from the field in the back of the end zone. So for the price of one ticket, I'm going to 5 games, and I'm sitting in a much better seat. So affordability is one thing. Second of all, politics. Roger Goodell and the NFL owners have let this league get out of control. Now, what we saw the weekend with Colin Kaepernick and this whole workout meeting the NFL set up for him, prior as part of the lawsuit, he doesn't bother to show up, or he goes to a different location an hour away. Instead of all 32 teams showing, only 8 show up. And a lot of teams said, if this is the way he's going to be, he's uncoachable. We're not interested in him, and I can't blame him. It seems like Colin Kaepernick wanted to be a public figure and stick it to the NFL more than be a quarterback in the NFL. And as far as I'm concerned, good riddance. We don't need you. We don't need a headache. Yeah, and the fact that people like Antonio Brown, how he has disgraced himself in the league with 3 teams in the span of only a handful of months. Terrell Owens, his antics. I mean, he never did anything terrible. He was just a big mouth, but the politics of this league has gotten away. And people like me are sick of it. We go to football, we go to sport events because it unites us to get away from a life. And when you take the one thing that unites us and you try to divide us with it, I'm sorry, it's a big turnoff. And you look at all the criminal activities we've seen these players get away with all the sex crimes like people like Ben Roethlisberger, most notably, has committed. Of course, because you had the guy in the Patriot, Aaron Hernandez, I think it was, who killed his girlfriend. He's now away in prison. He actually doing time for his crimes. But Pac-Man Jones, how many gun charges and acts of violence and gangster activity was he accused of? The XFL has promised no politics, and they want people with clean records, so that's another reason why I'm looking forward to it. Number 3, leadership. I am not a fan of Roger Goodell. I despise the man. And not to bring politics in this video, but he's a leftist. He's invited leftist policies to infiltrate the NFL, hence the problem with Colin Kaepernick, Antonio Brown, all the scandals of the New England Patriots, the Flakegate, Spygate, Anygate. Listen, it gets old after a while. I mean, listen, I know everyone wants that competitive edge, but between Roger Goodell and the NFL owners, Dan Snyder, to be exact, he's useless. You see what Dean Spanos has done to the San Diego Chargers, now the LA Chargers. He should have stayed in San Diego and just worked out a deal, because he's pretty embarrassed right now being in LA. Of course, he played a game, I think, tonight in Mexico City, because he's probably going to make more money than 100,000 people paying pesos than he would 20,000 people showing up for on LA using American money, which is pretty pathetic. I've seen what the Raider franchise has not done to the Oakland fan base twice now. I am not a fan of this. The leadership in the NFL is pathetic, and it doesn't really exist. Pete Rozelle would be rolling in his grave right now. Wellington Mara would be rolling in his grave right now. Al Davis, Lamar Hunt, all the original owners. I can't see him putting up with this. So that's reason number 3. 4, the rule changes. Oh my God, jeez, you can't touch these guys anymore. I mean, I know people call Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time, and statistically speaking, he probably is. He's got 6 rings or 7 rings. He's been in the Super Bowl 9 times. But you can't touch the guy. You sneeze on him, and it's a penalty. I mean, Joe Montana would have been playing till 55 if he had played under these rules today. And there's no way that Tom Brady, back in the 80s and 90s, would still be playing under the way the rules are right now. Montana took hits. I remember Jim Burt hitting Joe Montana in the 86 divisional game, sent him to the ground in frozen Giant Stadium turf. Gave him a concussion as he threw a pick 6 to Lawrence Taylor. I remember the time Leonard Marshall nailed him in the NFC Championship game in 1990. People are afraid to hit the quarterback now. When you do, you get called a penalty. I mean, how many times have we heard a color commentator now say, That's a great job not getting a penalty for not hitting the quarterback too hard. What? No, please. This is terrible. And just last year, I remember seeing Sean Washington nail Mike Berkovich in the AAF and his helmet flying off. Good, clean, solid hit. His helmet came off. No penalty. It's become a very soft league. So that's another reason. And let's see. There's another reason in there. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. Too many teams. The NFL talent is watered down. We have a major problem with finding good quarterbacks in the NFL now because the talent is just watered down right now. I mean, I've never seen the NFL quarterback play terrible like it is now, and there are just too many teams. It is hard to find a quarterback because there's not many to go around to begin with. You know, you have NFL starting quarterbacks and you have guys starting for NFL teams. There's a difference, and we have too many guys being a quarterback in the NFL who have no business playing quarterback right now. But the overall talent level has been watered down. Now you say, well, how can 8 teams of the XFL improve it? Well, these guys aren't playing. These guys are playing for a shot in the NFL. They're going to be playing because they want to play. And there's a lot of hidden talent out there that has been found by other leagues that have succeeded in the NFL. So I'm hoping to find those next crown jewels for the NFL. And I hope the XFL expands, does better, and can actually just not just be an alternate league to the NFL, but compete with the NFL. The NFL needs some competition. I think college football needs competition, and I think the XFL is really the only viable option out there that can really stick it to both leagues and humble both the NCAA and the NFL. So these are the main reasons why I'm disgruntled with the NFL when I'm looking for the XFL. And the other thing is, I just love spring football. It's my favorite sport. I remember loving the USFL. I remember loving the World League of American Football, NFL Europe League, and the AAF. And I'm glad. And I remember AXFL Part 1. It wasn't the greatest football, but it filled the void in February and March. The play did get better. Vince McMahon's doing a better time around getting this league ready, and I think we're going to get some pretty good football. And considering the 8 quarterbacks they have signed, I'm looking forward to all these guys. Jordan Tamu had a great career at Ole Miss, starting for 3 years. He's right out of college, starting for an XFL team. This is great. Cardale Jones, great career at Ohio State. Bounced from practice squad to practice squad. We're going to see him play again, which I think is great. Matt McGloin, who started a playoff game with Oakland Raiders, had a few good years with them. He's going to be playing for my team here in New York. Louis Perez, man, the professional bowler turned quarterback who did well. The Birmingham Lions will be playing for the LA Wildcats. I think that's great. Philip Walker, the guy who brought Temple back from the dead, played some exciting football down at Temple. Is going to be playing the run and shoot with June Jones in Houston. This is all good. And players like Mikael McKay, who I love watching with the San Antonio Commanders, we're going to get to see again. So this is why I'm looking forward to the XFL and my discrepancies with the NFL. The Mayor of Sheldon, I hope this has satisfied your request for the video. If anyone out there has any other requests for a video, let me know. I will try to fulfill it. We're 15 days away from the opening of XFL minicamp on December 3rd. We're 82 days away from XFL kickoff. Tomorrow they make the announcement on where the minicamp and training camps are going to be for all 8 teams. Friday is a supplemental draft. I'm thinking sometime maybe this week or next week before Thanksgiving, we're going to get some uniform announcements. So a lot's happening, a lot's progressing, and I just cannot wait any longer. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Let me know what you think. Any more requests, let me know, and we'll be back hopefully tomorrow when we find out where the announcement of the training camp sites will be. We'll talk to you then.